What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Port City Podcast. This week we are talking about milsims and how to go to one. What up, what up, what up?
Whoa, first podcast. First podcast ever.
Yeah.
First podcast in the audio-only format. Thank you guys for being here. This is episode 63 and a half.
Whoa. What's the half?
Episode 63 got deleted. So
Yeah. That one violated some Geneva conventions.
we recorded the whole thing and then realized
Sounded bad.
there was a staticky sound and we didn't catch it.
It was snap, crackling, and popping.
This is version 2 coming to you live from the Port City podcast room.
And we're going to do our best to have the exact same thoughts that we had on the last one.
And we probably won't, but that's okay.
Hopefully we've grown since the last time we recorded this podcast.
I'll say the benefit of doing this audio only, one, we can get a little closer to the mics.
Yep.
Which I hope helps.
Yeah.
And two, we don't have to wear pants.
Yeah.
So that's a win for me.
Isaac's not wearing pants. I'm not wearing a shirt.
But we are both wearing socks, so everything is on the up and up.
Yep.
Today we're talking about milsims. Buddy boy, why don't you tell them about what this big milsim we're going to
So,
is?
for the uninitiated, a milsim is short for a military simulation.
We're just using slang.
And we're just using slang. Dude, that guy. So it's a milsim, short for military simulation. We are fortunate enough to be able to go to the event Iron Fury, put on by TCA, Third Coast Airsoft, in this month, the month of our Lord, January.
Yeah. The beginning of the year. Happy New Year, everyone, and happy Christmas.
New Year. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We
Happy
did
New
a
Year.
Christmas episode, but happy New Year.
Actually, bah humbug, but Happy New Year.
Yeah. So we will be going to this event in just a couple of weeks. It is the first of its kind, as far as what I can tell. There
Really?
is
This is an
AO.
unoperated AO.
Yeah, first AO. I think Iron Fury is the first in this line of events. And to my understanding, there is a bit more LARPing to be done than at most TCA events. I've been told that there is some actors, maybe.
I have spent countless dollars on tinfoil, and I've been preemptively balling up a bunch of tinfoil sheets to use as lightning bolts.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be running around, lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So
You got the right idea.
LARPing. I got a big foam sword, too, in case that doesn't work.
So where is this event at?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Let me just dox it real quick. Hey Siri, show me this guy's
Home address?
Yeah. It is in North Carolina. I don't remember actually what the town is.
I don't
It is
remember
somewhere in
either.
North Carolina.
Either.
We're just gonna drive to North Carolina and look up into the sky for the airsoft beacon.
We'll be well on our way.
It'll just be somebody shooting tracers into the air.
North Carolina in January, very cold.
It's gonna be real cold.
I don't know if you've seen this. So we don't even know. I mean, I guess
They're
we don't even.
expecting snow,
I don't
right?
even know the event may be canceled because
What?
they are
No,
expecting.
because I seen boys in James's Discord today talking about stuff.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If the event's happening, I will play in the snow. Bless you. But there is supposedly going to be a snowstorm unlike any this generation has ever seen. That's what the weathermen are saying.
hitherto unknown
Yes.
by the last 7 generations.
And that is WTOC or whatever, the weather.
That's our weather channel. What does that mean for North Carolina?
They're just telling us because we're going. They're letting
They're
us
telling
know.
us, no, we heard Port City Airsoft is going to North Carolina on these dates. Just so
Be
you guys
wary.
know, it's going to be real cold and
Yeah.
real wet.
So yeah, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, enough
we're
about
prepping,
my mom.
right?
Dude, I'm sorry.
Family friendly podcast, dude.
North Carolina.
Yeah, your mom's from there.
Yeah. When is it? It is in a couple weeks. It's
Yeah.
the 17th.
But what are we doing to prep?
Oh, what are we doing?
Preparate ourselves.
I have been doing nothing but watching like 1960s and 70s era World War II movies.
Yeah.
Which have a very distinct like way about them. You know, I've just been doing that to get my mind. Not that this is a World War II themed event, just
Unrelated.
just does something to you. No, I haven't been doing any of that. I've just been playing Marvel Rivals.
Yeah. We've got some new gear, dude. Tell them about the kits.
We got new kits. So we've been building these Alice gear. We did some watching of videos of other people that just in our own machinations, Isaac and I spend a considerable amount of time just discussing gear and kits and how things work and what might be good, and looking
our
at
gigantic bin of surplus,
our massive
pouches
bin of
just some
unused
things. Right there,
stuff.
I'm looking at it right now. That is a full. How many gallons do you think that is?
Oh, that's more than 55. It might be 55.
I'd be shocked if it was less.
It's probably 55. Like a 55 to 60 gallon.
I think I could put a 55 gallon drum inside.
That's what I'm thinking too. That's why I said 55.
And it is just chock-a-block full of pouches, vests,
just
other such items.
Forsaken,
airsoft gear,
drop leg, Molly adapter
whatever.
panels.
And we just sit there and we fool around with it until we figure out a combination that we go, oh, this is a solid setup.
I look ridiculous, but I am combat effective.
I feel good.
Yeah. And that's not really what we've done here. We are a little bit playing fashion soft.
Yeah. Well, you have to, right?
You do have to. And with this kit, it deserves it. We went to our local surplus store, not a sponsor. Drop Zone, not a sponsor. But you should sponsor us. If the Drop Zone people find themselves listening to this podcast at any point, you should sponsor us. But we went there and raided their Alice gear.
Oh yeah.
Just absolutely rated it. Actually, if you're listening to this in the Savannah area and you want to go to Drop Zone to get some of this Alice gear, tough.
No, you should still gonna have some.
Tough. We bought it all. No, that's not true.
They're
actually. The last time we were there, they had a ton of the stuff like mag pouches.
I highly
and stuff.
recommend if you are in the greater Savannah area and you're looking for some cheap gear, go to Drop Zone. They have good prices. Not a sponsor.
A good selection of like camos, BDUs, all kind of stuff.
And the gear is so affordable.
The gear is good and affordable.
I mean, unless you're trying to buy like.
And the people are nice.
I mean, I can't think of anything in there that I was like, this isn't reasonably priced. You know what I mean?
No.
Like even like the Alice packs and stuff were only 100.
I mean, those jungle boots were like what, $90?
Yeah.
Like that is so cheap. I think I bought.
The only reason I didn't buy any is because they just don't. They don't sell. Nowhere I go do they sell my size shoe. I have to order them online.
You have to go to bozoshoes.net to get
my tack
size
boots.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're running LBVs, some woodland LBVs from what would that have been? Cold War
it would have been like
it would have had to been the 80s, right? When
70s,
they were doing that?
80s maybe, like late 70s. So it's LBVs. Which is, for the uninitiated, load-bearing vest.
Yes.
And what it is basically, it's 6 mag pouches, 2 double stack, 2 single stack, and a bunch of grenade pouches. But it's got straps on it that loop around the Alice belt. So typically you see Alice gear with a like harness kind of thing that straps it around your waist. We took that off and we strapped the LBV, the little loops, around the Alice belt and loaded it up with mag pouches and stuff.
So many.
Dude,
I think it is
so
18 mags in pouches, 1 in the blaster,
for
and then like a handful in the butt pouch.
The butt pouch you can fit, dude.
We've got Odin's. I've got a poncho, some medical, all the stuff you need.
Dude, can I say
canteens? We're running canteens.
That EMG auto loader is $75 on eBay
right now. I thought it was $140. It's on sale.
It is not $100. I can tell you that much. Pull that up, Jamie.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on, guys.
It was definitely more affordable, but having an epiphany at this present moment.
An apostrophe. It is $75. That's insane. I could have swore it was more than
I think
that.
we do buy one of those, right? I think we do.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I would say if we buy this,
you guys are about to hear a business decision made.
if we throw this into the butt pouch,
That's what I'm
it'll
saying,
probably
dude.
help with the
1,400
rattling.
rounds. And that's the other thing that I'm saying.
1,400 rounds. That's insane. All right, well, let's do it. We'll buy it after this podcast. Hey.
Love it, dude. Love that. Yeah, that's what we love to see.
I gotta go back to our
yeah.
notes.
Anyway, so yeah, we can fit a bunch of mags, bunch of ammo. We've got canteens with canteen straws, which is a big thing.
I've already run that.
Yeah.
Tremendous, best purchase.
Yeah,
that straw, best purchase.
I'm stoked,
and I love it because I don't like running camelbacks because I'm always afraid that they will burst or puncture or leak or whatever.
That canteen is
not.
It is bulletproof, basically.
Yeah. And so
as far as airsoft goes, bulletproof.
My setup is going to be one canteen in the canteen pouch, one canteen in my butt pouch, a poncho, medical, and then just ammo.
Yeah.
And then in my backpack for the assault pack, I'm going to carry like 2 water bottles just so it's like, hey, I can refill off of these. They're cheap and disposable, but I can also hand them out because there's going to be someone out there like,
yeah,
in like the second hour, just
yeah, dude. People just do not prepare for this stuff.
I drank a Dr. Pepper this morning. How am I?
All I've been doing is drinking sawdust and
yeah, drinking sawdust
and salt.
Yeah.
But
the setup is good.
I'm dying of dehydration.
The setup is good. We're running. I'm running a bastardized Car 15.
It is Car 15 at home.
Yeah, it is a M4. All right, let me just talk about this for a second because I want people to know about this.
It's a Lancer Gen 3. This
Lancer sells a Gen 3 short barrel SOP mod on Amazon for $165 is the price I got this at. It was on sale.
Preach.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not even $200 on full price. $165. I took the handguard off, put in a carbine handguard onto it.
You're about to make me start speaking in tongues.
I put a black metal carry handle on top and took off the regular irons and then put a suppressor on it. And I'm not even running any upgrades. It is stock. And this thing rips, dude.
Yeah.
I am sick and tired of everyone dumping on Lancer when I just got a setup for $165 that outperforms many of the $200 to $300 blasters. Now, unless you're buying Novrich, which again we have some opinions on, like some of the products are better than others, but like unless you're going to drop 300 and something on like a SSR or something like that.
Speaking of SSR 4 Mark II or whatever is
out.
live, yeah. So
but this, I mean, it's fantastic. It comes wired to Dean's 11.1 ready. It's got a Zion Arms MOSFET. It's got a tight bore. It's got the high speed motor or high torque motor or whatever it is.
High torque motor.
Tremendous purchase. It looks like a Car 15 if you don't look too closely. I mean, it's passable. I mean, it's got a, you've got sort of this weird like hand carry handle onto the Picatinny, which
is not my favorite.
But it works, man.
It works.
So
listen, you could shave that Picatinny off and JB weld.
Yeah. But Corbin's running for the event, going to run the M16 that we have.
The same
he
M16.
is working towards an
actual Car 15.
An actual Car 15 replica.
I think I decided the one that I am going to buy is the
SEMA.
I think it is the SEMA.
The metal one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wired to Dean's. It says 9.8 nickel metal or a 7.4 lipo.
Just run a 7.4 in it.
I'm gonna run an 11.1.
So I would say,
or at least a Titan 7.4 Titan.
The only problem is the gearboxes are like $90, but you could just install a Gen 3 gearbox ready to go with 11.1 and a MOSFET.
Good.
So keep that in mind.
So what I might do then is buy the blaster and just run an 11.1 in it,
until
and then if it craps out, then I buy the Gen 3 gearbox. I buy the Gen 3 gearbox either way, though. Yeah. I mean, honestly.
I mean, I've got a Gen 2. No, Well, so it's not specifically a Gen 3, but it's a version 3? What's the AK one? Version 2, I think, is M4. I may have those backwards. I know version 2 and version 3, because those aren't in relation to the generation. Those are just the type. One of them is AK, one of them is M4. I have an AK one.
Yeah.
That we could put into something.
Would it work for...
I mean, I was going to build out an SMG out of it, but I just don't
I wonder
have the
if
time.
that gearbox is any better than my SEMA one. Can't imagine.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's another thing I
mean,
gotta
if it
take.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
I gotta take apart that AK again.
Oh, it
and
is
that,
broke.
No. I have to pull out the inner
Oh,
barrel.
the barrel, yeah.
We're
doing a bunch of stuff. There's some.
I gotta
well,
shorten
you
it up
can't-
for
you can't-
reasons.
Yeah. There's some stuff we're not at liberty to discuss. We talked about this in the first recording. I'm going to take a second to talk about it here because I do think it's important. When we haven't really talked about what team we're on. So we're on 13 soft running on the tan team. We are on a team that is essentially the Green Berets of this airsoft op. And I think there's a lot of people who'd hear that and hear us talk about it who are like, "Oh, these guys LARPing think they're real."
And I mean,
dude.
I would love to see you try.
Yeah, no. But for real, like,
I challenge any Army Ranger to a 1v1.
No, you can't say that. We don't think that we are.
No. I do. I'm sick of this, Isaac. I do.
Yeah, I know how to.
I could do it. No, I'm just joking. I literally am joking. We would be
stolen valor.
janitors.
Yeah.
And
The most dangerous job in the Marine Corps is a janitor.
is a janitor.
After all those Marines blow it up after a chilly night, you got to go in there.
Tuesday.
No, but we are not under the impression that we are somehow on the same level as Green Berets. It is simply just that at this airsoft event, on the scale of whatever you want to call it, LARPing, play, pretend, whatever, that we are going to be competing in a large AO with a lot of TAC gear, and we have a command staff and all this stuff. It is a simulation. So in this world, we are on the SOF team.
Listen, man, it's not about joining the military. Okay, that's not why we do this, right?
And we're gonna
this
get
is the closest thing we're gonna get to doing this, right? And again, if Isaac and I joined the military, we wouldn't be Green Berets.
Listen, I don't want to hear anything from anyone.
Who
for
hasn't
any reason. Who
Ever.
like if you like a video game. If you are a Battlefield, a Squad, a Call of Duty, a CSGO, if you are any of those, if you
played the Counter-Strike Roblox,
if you play any of that, I don't want to hear.
I don't want to hear a word.
Why don't you just shoot real guns? Dude, hey,
I don't want to hear
why
a
don't
word.
you? You know what I mean?
If you shoot real guns and have not joined the military, I also don't want to hear anything
Coward.
from you. You're no better than I am.
Yeah. We want to play pretend war with our friends and have fun. And that's the end of it, dude.
So let me do that.
I'm going to get out there. I'm going to play hard. I'm going to run around. I'm probably going to be winded. We're going to make some memorable moments and with some firefights. So, but yeah, 13 SOF, we are not at liberty to discuss certain things just because of the nature of the event. There's been some stuff some knowledge bestowed upon us about what we will be doing out there, and for just the sake of gameplay and the flow of the event, we don't want to spoil any of that. Obviously, we'll talk about all of that later on. I think for the rest of January, maybe part of February, we'll be discussing this.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Milsim a lot.
Yeah. Just trying to walk you guys through our process of like what this has been like, because truthfully, this is probably our honestly first milsim. I mean, we've been to a couple of Lion Claw ops.
Everyone I talk to says that Thunderdome counts, dude.
Okay.
Thunderdome definitely counts.
Then we've been to one other.
Thunderdome feels a lot more arcade shootery. It's definitely much more of a pew
more
fest.
Of a Call of Duty.
Yeah. But it is still a milsim. It does count as milsim.
Yeah.
People I talk to say that it's. But this is as far as like a true simulator. This is more so. This is our first one.
In the process of getting ready for that, we have scheduled some camping days. We will be camping at the event to save some cash.
And also just to kind of immerse ourselves
just to be in it. We will have a whole episode dedicated to camping coming up soon.
So
I think that'll probably be the next episode. So just be aware, we are camping. That's part of our training, carrying around
gear. Be warned, dude.
Yeah.
We are camping.
Yeah, we're camping the objective.
If you find yourself in the woods in North Carolina in a couple weeks, be warned.
Can I say, these guys are going to discover the power of hitting a prone.
Yeah, they are.
Because no one ever, dude. I will be in an exchange with someone, and they will think, "Oh, he ducked into cover. There's no
way he's going to lay down on the ground.
He ducked into cover. Now's my chance, dude. Right in the ankle, blasted in the shin. Dude, they come around that corner and shoot right over me. They pre-fire right over me.
If you're fighting the Greek hero Achilles, then that's perfect.
Yeah, it works every time. I'm not gonna lie. So we're doing that. We're doing some workouts. I have been doing some runs when I can.
So many burpees in preparation for laying down a bunch.
I don't know, man. I'm really not as far along as I'd like. I feel like no matter how much time I dedicate, it's just not quite enough. And
hit some squats right now. Do it.
Some squats right now.
Right this second, dude. Do 10 squats right now.
Oh, I mean, that's
10 squats. All right, stand by. Isaac's going to do 10 squats. Here you go. Let's see if you can hear this.
1.
See if you can hear the knees.
2.
There he goes, dude. He's doing it.
3.
It's good form.
4.
Yeah, there you go. Solid.
5.
That's 5. There, nice. 6. Beautiful. Oh, 7. I heard it.
8.
2 more. Come on.
9.
There you go.
10.
All right. Very nice.
Okay, cool.
All right. See, now you're ready.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm prepped. Don't have to work out anymore.
You guys just heard Isaac get ready for this event.
So yeah, working out. I know Wyatt and Shay have been hitting some intense workouts. I'm not in shape, man. I'm just not. I mean, I don't know. Like, I spent so much of my adult life in shape, and then I got married, and now it's like, oh, I guess I just look like this now. I don't know.
I have always kind of ridden the line between in shape and a gamer. So
I remember when I was like working out, you came to visit one time when you were still living in Ohio, and you were like, dude,
what are you doing?
Yeah. Not anymore, though.
Nope.
Not
Isaac,
anymore.
you're like, what, 210 at your biggest? 215? Yeah. No, you're like 160.
I was just shy of the 1,000-pound club.
You were Hulk, and now you're Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Dang. Anyways,
I hit that ruck though, me and Wyatt, and I hung in there with him. We played airsoft that next day, and I mean, I did it. I stayed in the fight. For me, it is a lot of like controlling my breathing, taking rest where I can get them, but pushing when it's time to push.
Yeah.
Because I know my tendency is to gas it up early and run myself out. So I am pacing myself.
You got to run at like 60%.
Yeah. At this op, I will be pacing myself. I will be doing in the slow times the bare minimum I need to keep up, and then that way when we get into a fight, I can contribute more because I'm not going to be up at the front of the pack running.
Dude, just like Quinn. He's always saving his energy for that one time he's got to beat up on somebody.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real.
That's real. So we've been training for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wyatt and Shay, I know I mentioned they've been working out. Team comp, dude. Talk a little bit about the team.
We've got a pretty solid...
I guess the greater team and also the immediate team.
So we are running... obviously, we said we're 13 soft is our unit inside of the greater scheme of the event.
And shout out to the Black Knights and
That's the
Airsoft
75th
Junkies
Black
and
Knights.
those guys for inviting us to tag along with them.
That is the 75th Black Knights is our kind of local. I don't know if there's other chapters, but that's our local chapter. And they exist in the Savannah Airsoft community.
Not strongly.
I wouldn't say they're very
more
prominent
so just
anymore. They used to be, and I will leave that there. But a lot of the guys that we play with are Black Knights. James, they were saying
he just got patched up recently.
That's what they were saying at the shoot day the other on Monday or whatever. So we're running with them mostly. And then Airsoft Junkies is also probably going to be running with us as well.
A lot of those guys are interchangeable, though.
Yeah.
A lot of guys work with and for TCA or Black Knights because the owner of all of those
is like
is
the
one
same
guy.
dude for the most part. Yeah.
So they're all interchangeable.
We've run with Airsoft Junkies before. They don't really probably know who we are, but
Look, man, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Some on the other podcasts.
Support
We are
local
not
Airsoft.
We are not big in the Milsim community. We love Milsim. We're more concerned about what's going on here on Saturdays. You know?
Yeah.
Like what's the point of like? Sometimes I just want to go play airsoft. I don't want to have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to travel across the country to go play.
That's something that I'm realizing is the people that we hear mostly say like talking trash about airsoft are people who only go to these milsims.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't do Saturdays. Like, oh, I stopped playing on Saturdays because it just wasn't worth it for me anymore. Like,
right,
okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Like that's your problem. Is you don't have joy in airsoft.
There is a certain
airsoft.
level. This is my thing. There's a certain level of like in the milsim world of like a sort of pretentious energy of like, oh, you don't have thousands of dollars worth of gear. You don't only go. You're not flying to California for this event. And I don't like that. And that's not naming names or any specific instances.
No, I'm naming.
That's just
Jack. No.
that's not even a.
I realize we do know someone named Jack.
Someone named Jack. That's not what we're talking about.
Leonard.
Yeah. Skinner.
Steve. Oh.
So I'm just tired of it, man. There's so much like I hate airsoft, but I'm gonna keep playing and I'm gonna spend thousands of dollars, but I'm gonna complain the whole time. Like, dude,
give
fun.
me your kit
what are you
and
talking
go
about,
do
dude?
something else that you enjoy doing.
There's a lot of people who hate airsoft who play milsim, and I don't know what to do about that, man.
Yeah,
there's obviously plenty of
us.
milsim guys who do love airsoft because those are the guys out playing with us on Saturday.
Yeah.
I would say if those guys had not invited us, I probably would not have gone because I get exhausted. I get exhausted by the group that is at milsims complaining about airsoft.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's a fake war.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got hit after you made a big push. You know what I mean?
It's airsoft.
We're here.
Yeah.
So
hey, it's not real life.
So
You'd
shout
be
out,
dead.
Shout out to James and I'm trying to think who else is going. It's James, Tyler, Joe,
all those guys.
I think there's some more guys going. Ethan's going. I'm sure we're missing some, but shout out to those guys, dude. For real, we would not. Mama,
okay.
Is his last name.
Yeah, his name is Joe Mama. Yeah.
We would probably not be going if not for that invite because there is just a certain level of, I think, respect and like camaraderie that we have with those guys because we are playing airsoft with them.
Camaraderie.
We're playing airsoft with them like at least once a month. So big shout out to those guys keeping the community going.
Yeah.
Talk about it all the time, dude. I'm proud of this community. I'm so proud of this community.
I think a lot of the time we say, we've done work in our community. When we say that,
it is not in reference to Corbin and Isaac. It is in reference to the community working to build and grow.
It is not. It's not just Isaac and I that have done all of this. We can't do anything to change the community. We individually can't do anything to make our local community be as awesome as it is.
Yeah, but because everyone has taken it as a, if I do this, if everyone individually does something, it compounds.
Yes. So very proud of our community that has been built here. That gives such a like, and I don't know if we talked about it recently, but like we've even gotten word like from the owner of the field that we play at has historically not really like he's banned airsoft groups entirely. Like he's had a lot of issues with airsofters, so airsoft has had a bad taste in his mouth for a long time. And recently he came to us and told us that we've changed his mind about airsoft. And like he says that to us mostly just because we interface with him probably most out of the rest of the group. just dealing with him on all the events and stuff. But like that is our crew doing this work. And I say our crew again, I mean our community. The entire local airsoft community has done such a good job of being welcoming and being so like just awesome to new players and to each other.
That's what he said. I mean, that's what he said. He said because now when a kid shows up,
he's got everybody.
He tells us, he's like, I don't know anything about airsoft.
Yeah,
he's confident that he can say, hey, we've got a great community here. The guys will get them integrated right away into the game. They'll be playing. I mean, and we like. It truly is the thing of like the next generation of airsofters. If you have all these kids who come out and try it, first of all, the fact that a Fortnite kid is coming out to play airsoft is huge because they don't want to do anything besides play Fortnite.
Anything but play Fortnite.
If you shun them away and make them feel bad for not being a tier 1 operator, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's no Peter Griffin in airsoft.
We're kind of bouncing around here. Two of the notes I wanted to touch on simultaneously is one, the immediate team comp that we are running with. So a lot of us from this community who have not been to a TCA event or something of that nature are banding together to put together a little squad. We've got me, Corbin, Shay, Wyatt, and Brian going. Shout out to those guys. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna put us as our own little unit, kind of running side things since it's our first time, or if they're gonna put us in with one of the bigger groups. Either way, we'll be there. We'll be running together. We kind of have been talking about, I think, just general sportsmanship.
Sorry, we both saluted. General sportsmanship.
These guys have good attitudes.
Yeah.
Wyatt, Shay, and Brian, fantastic. They can get absolutely dumped on in a game and be totally in it, on it, pushing. You know what I mean? They stay in the fight and they keep a positive attitude. Because I understand the whole like, oh, someone's not calling a hits or they're blind firing, and it's easy to get frustrated. And when someone does, it's like, okay, well, it makes sense that they're frustrated because that person is cheating. But when your go-to response is to yell and cuss someone out and cause a scene, it's just exhausting. And we have people leave sometimes if that happens. You know, we'll be at games where someone will like encounter that and walk off, and I get it. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it and you have to walk away. But like to take that on the chin and keep playing airsoft and keep the vibe going and keep morale high. That these guys are really good at that. So I'm excited to be running with them.
It's gonna be a good time.
It is for us more about having fun. Yeah. And yes, that means playing hard, fighting for the objective. Like having fun is playing aggressive, but not at the expense of sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like get wrapped up in the moment and like, oh, I didn't get my way, or oh, they're not doing this, or this is unfair. Dude, it's fake. Again, fake war.
Yeah.
Have fun. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's frustrating in Call of Duty when you're getting, spawn camped, or do kids still say noob tube? Is that relevant?
I think
you're getting noob tubed. I remember back in the day, dude, you load up that grenade launcher, you fire it right out of spawn. You remember that in Black Ops?
Yeah.
On Nuketown?
Mm-hmm.
I am referring to Black Ops, the first one.
The first one.
Yeah. So
not 6.
It happens. Get over it. Yeah. I mean, that's all I gotta say.
For sure.
Like, get over it. So,
it is. The mindset around that stuff is important because that it's a Milsim. That's gonna happen, dude. You're gonna have people that are cheating. So, are you gonna let I spent dang $135 on this ticket?
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna let somebody ruin that for me?
Yeah. I am going to carry a
real.
I am going to carry a little grenade up on my LBV so that if there is a situation where some guys are getting a little bit and they're running, I'm going to hit one of those things where I just like wait for them to push in the room and blow myself up.
Save the last one for yourself.
Yeah. Take as many of them out as possible, because that will happen. You'll get stomped sometimes, man. And that's what they keep telling us: be ready to fight harder than you've ever fought before, because we are on the team that historically has lost. We are on the lesser team, is the way they've described it to us.
The losers.
But Milsim. It is, I guess. We try to like explain stuff to people who maybe don't understand, because I know a lot of people who don't play airsoft listen to the podcast. Milsim is I mean, it is a simulation, but like, how realistic is it? I mean, what would you say,
dude? I mean, I think it gets a lot of flack from the real steel community. It is definitely not something that is a replacement for any of the other, like any target shooting or like real steel tactical shooting and maneuvering and stuff.
Like, if you do good at a milsim, you're not ready to go to Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're not ready to go fight in the streets.
What I would say airsoft does, as far as training goes, is more so in terms of maneuvering with your kit, working with your gear,
weapons handling,
of stuff like that. Yeah. I would say, I mean, you could argue that peeking cover is something that, like, maneuvering inside of cover.
Even
but even then
in real steel, you don't really peek like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I'm on a doorway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they can just shoot through the wall, so it doesn't matter. But you know, like learning how to move from cover to cover, how to run with your gear, how to like.
A very simple example would be just reloads, hitting reloads on an M4 replica, swapping shoulders.
I would even say yes, like swapping shoulders and getting used to aiming with your left side or your offside.
Yeah.
I would even say moving through buildings and knowing how
hit a high ready and a low ready,
and not necessarily peeking, but in the context of I'm taking a fight at range from this piece of cover, but peeking in the sense of I'm clearing this room, I'm clearing this doorway,
like pieing doorways.
Yeah, a lot of like team tactics,
CQB stuff, and a lot of that is you're gonna get out of that what you put into it. If you go into airsoft and milsim with the mindset of I'm going to train this like it is real, and I'm not going to fire from the hip. I'm not going to just, look over my blaster and just kind of track the BBs. If you're going to like get into a room and really practice like clearing it, there's a lot that you can get out of that. Obviously, it's still airsoft, and it does. There's some areas where it creates training scars. There
absolutely is,
but
that's where I think that the flat range stuff is important, and I also think that the tactical training with real steel is also important to reinforce a lot of the stuff that you practice in airsoft.
I actually play airsoft pretty heavily as far as like weapons handling. Obviously, in real life, I'm not going to go hit a slide into a room and but like handling my blaster, there's a lot that's ingrained into my being from running all those drills back in the day. Like at 17 years old, getting out on the range and starting training with a bunch of guys doing tactical drills and stuff, going to shoot houses. Like there was a lot of really basic stuff that these military guys were teaching me. Obviously, I'm again not on the same level, just like as a method of training, like always being aware of what's in front of your muzzle, always being aware of where your foot placement is. And so,
dude, we went shooting with some airsofters recently.
There was some flagging going on, man. We wound up leaving.
Yeah,
it was. I don't know, and that's not it. That's not it. When we were out shooting with those guys, that's not how it was. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I say all of that with the point of I stepped into that world with airsoft as my background, and immediately was faster at reloading, swapping shoulders, target acquisition than most of the other beginners.
Yeah.
Now that in combination with real, like, not just like shooting at targets, but like real intentional training, like working on accuracy, working on time, working on being smooth. They always say slow is smooth is fast. Yeah. And so I carry a lot of that into the airsoft stuff, especially when we're in like room clearing and scenarios like that, where I am not flagging my teammates. I am tucking into, the stack and being, moving together.
Yeah.
Again, not a professional. It is just an example of if you train for the results, right? You're not just going to play airsoft and become a great shooter on the range and hitting all these courses. Like, intentionally apply yourself.
Now, what you should be doing when you are playing airsoft, what you should be doing, if you don't do anything else, you should be having fun.
Yeah.
Right. And that's part of it that I think in terms of like, we talked about people that hate airsoft or like whatever. Like, I feel like people get into this elitist mindset,
for sure.
right? Where
they definitely do.
like there's been times where we've been playing airsoft and took an objective, and the enemy team at the end of the game, we breached and cleared the building that they were holding, took the objective, and at the end of the game, the enemy team said, "You guys didn't clear that room right. Like, you guys didn't stack up on the door right."
Yeah.
Well, did you walk back to respawn though? Did we win that game and you guys lost and you walked back to respawn?
It's still airsoft. It's still a game.
Did you? Okay, so I didn't do it wrong because it obviously worked, right? So that's the thing, is like you just because I may not have we may not have stacked up and cleared that room as like a textbook, CQB, whatever, like Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
But we did the
We're
thing.
also
We were
not
having
trying
fun.
to be, right?
We are not trying to be. It is airsoft. It is a game. It is a hobby.
I would say the most beneficial thing you can do if you really are one of those people who just wants to use airsoft for real life, real steel training, don't do it in a public game. Get your 10,
buddies.
20 of your guys and run some drills in a private area and practice, because that's what that is. Coming to play airsoft, there is stuff you can get from it. There is, a certain level of learning you can achieve, but it is still a game.
Yeah.
It's the same way, like, if you play squad, you'll learn about, like, squad structures and, like, call outs and maps and all that. There's stuff you can learn from it, but at the end of the day, if you're playing squad, you're probably in a Discord call with all of your buddies having fun. You
were sitting behind a mouse and keyboard pressing buttons. Yeah, it's a child's diversion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so training versus, or I guess realism versus, LARPing. Definitely a lot of LARPing. We're going to be doing a lot of that. And I'm happy to do it. That's what I'm signing up for. I wouldn't pay $135 to go to a place full of a bunch of people I don't know and try to train real steel stuff. I'm going to get my buddies and go do that.
Yeah.
So,
and we do that.
Overall, though, I am excited. Overall,
I'm stoked. It's going to be such a good time, and again, it's the first time that this particular event is happening, and I think that's more so, like, I don't think there's anything that's happening at this event that's really revolutionary as much as it is just a brand new, fresh AO.
Yeah.
I
am nervous. Mostly, if not for any other reason than my ability to keep up with Shay and Wyatt. I just don't think I can.
It is on a peninsula. There's a lot of beach.
There's a lot of cold.
I have a theory. I think there's going to be some beach warfare. I think we're going to be doing maybe not a Normandy
but definitely.
It'd be sick if they did have beach landings. I don't know. I don't know what they like. The logistics of that would be insane as far as like getting boats and the like safety. But
what is that, dude? Why can't I think of it?
What are you trying to think?
What's the big crawler from Halo?
The Scarab.
Okay, so that probably more like Scarif. From Star Wars, from Rogue One.
Huh?
The beach landings in Star Wars Rogue One. The planet.
Did you
is
remember that name?
That's how I remember it.
That's insane.
I know it is almost the Halo one.
That's insane. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you might think that, but I also could not think of. I couldn't think of the planet, and I went, I can't remember the Halo one either. Scarif, the planet.
It doesn't work.
It does, because as soon as you said Scarif, I said Scarif.
Why didn't you just say the beach place from Rogue One? I would have gotten that too.
I think you're missing the point.
All right.
The point is, it might be like that.
Yeah, it might be like that. Who knows?
I mean, North Carolina, I guess it's a little bit further up the coast, but still, it's got to still have palms and all the little palmetto bushes and stuff, right?
They got palms in Maine.
I mean, I guess.
No, they don't.
I'm sure someone has one.
A palm tree, and they keep it under a heater for half the year.
Yeah, I'm sure someone does.
It's inside.
Yeah,
kind of have to pee.
Yeah, I do too.
But
hey, thank you guys for listening to this stuff.
dude. Not again.
This show.
This show, dude. Thanks for listening to this show.
We love you all.
Yeah.
And
but I love you specifically, and you know who I'm talking about. If you're
listening,
to
you
this,
know.
You know who you are.
I would say though, probably the most important thing. I mean, if you just forget everything we just talked about for the last 45 minutes,
go play airsoft.
Go play airsoft.
Yeah, go play airsoft.
And now that it's audio only, we don't have to walk away, but just pretend like we are.
This is it.
We're kind of cramped in here.
Yeah,
anyways.
we're gonna fade this out. We're just gonna keep talking about.
We'll do the thing where we keep talking and the music fades in.